This is Halo 4 Classic. We're here on Xbox Series X. Be sure to like the videos. Subscribing is great as well. Since I continue to mine through the nostalgia, we've already taken a look at this in the Master Chief Collection, which is quite a beautiful upgrade for this game. I thought it was a good idea to take a look at it from the 360 running back compat perspective. This game was genuinely amazing in terms of actually running on the 360. Like, in hindsight, it's kind of an incredible accomplishment that they were able to pull this off. This very well looks and basically runs like a game that could have been a launch title for the Xbox One at the time, and it honestly probably should have been. That being said, it was a highly successful, in terms of players and sales and everything like that, experience within the Halo franchise, and it ushered in a new random selection of games. We got this stunning rendition of Cortana here, and you know what? I like this game quite a bit. There were some balancing things that needed to work out in multiplayer when it came out back in the day, but I guess that doesn't matter anymore because the multiplayer is gone. The game's delisted. The only way to play it is if you bought it digitally or have a disc. Kind of regret not buying it digitally. I guess I have a disc for it, but, you know, it's not the same down the road. But at the same point, it's like, you know, how much are you going to be spending playing an old game like this, right? Like, it's improved greatly with the Master Chief Collection, but it still looks really, really great. Again, just like visually for a game that came out right at the tail end of the 360 era.
Wake up, Chief.
It's kind of stunning. So, like, the game here, it's 720p, and it's 30 FPS, auto HDR. Like, it really is kind of a visual set piece. Just, like, when you're playing this, try to frame it from the perspective of, you know, the early 2010s and just kind of the visual upgrade just in terms of, like, level of fidelity and detail. Now, you probably don't see as much when you're watching it, but it is quite jaggedy around the edges. But it was a native 720p. It was, you know, crisp, sharp. It was fully taking advantage of everything the 360 could do. And yeah, it's kind of wild that we got this, and then a very, like, short time afterwards we got this as part of the Chief Collection. Quite an accomplishment, I would say. So we gotta break out of here, I guess. Cool. So we're gonna be mostly focusing on the campaign, but I also thought maybe showing off some of the other parts of the game were kind of cool too. Like, multiplayer, as I said, is gone, so, like, we could do custom games, I guess, locally if we wanted to. But we do have, like, there's, like, the Spartan Ops, there's Forge, there's... Like, there was a lot in this game in terms of different game modes and different ways to play and experience what this had to offer. It's really, really quite interesting. And as Cortana is saying, it has been a very long time that Master Chief has been asleep after the events of Halo 3. But, you know, you can't keep a big gaming franchise hero down for long. He's got to come back and, you know, be kind of the crown jewel of the Xbox family of consoles. And, you know, Master Chief is everything. Really struggling to open this door, eh? But yeah, they were trying to really evolve the storytelling. For Halo, it was a lot more focus on, like, the cinematic events. It was still something that you could play cooperatively with your pals, which I thought was amazing too, that they were still able to deliver that, since nowadays we don't even get that sort of thing in a lot of games. And, you know, we had the split screen, and it was, again, quite a technical achievement, I think. Like, this game looks visually fantastic. It's really, really amazing. Like, I'm actually kind of blown away. Like, you compare this to the Series X version, it's like, yeah, it's running, you know, at 4K and smooth at a way higher frame rate, but if you can kind of look past that, just the sense of scale and detail, like, the fact that they even were able to achieve this is just amazing. Honestly, absolutely amazing. And the campaign itself, I think, is a pretty great story setup. It's Master Chief dealing with the, I guess you would say, the trauma, the problems of an aging Cortana. Like, Cortana AIs don't live forever, they think themselves to death, as to say in this universe. And Cortana is at the end of that lifespan. She's taking care of you while you were asleep, running the ship as it went through space, and you know, now you've been awakened, and then there's this new threat, which is like this ancient sort of Forerunner, as to say, a sorts. You know, we've got the remnants of the Covenant, and then we've got this individual, the Didact, and you're kind of dealing with him. And then there's, yeah, the remnants of Forerunner elements and the Prometheans, and it's a whole thing, and you kind of discover that stuff. And as time goes on, there's some big threats, a composer of sorts, and like, I don't know why I'm really keeping it spoiler-free, considering, you know, it's ancient, but whatever, might as well do it a proper way, I guess. But yeah, I think the story here is really great, because it really does dive into the idea of Master Chief wondering if he is literally more than just a tool, just a machine. Cortana also having that sort of self-reflection as her body evolves, and I mean, Cortana in this game, like, right? Like, am I right, or am I right? Like, kind of just remarkable. Yeah, they did a good job with that, the character design in this. It was never the same afterwards, let's put it that way. But it also, like, we benefit here because it does load faster everything, because we're on more powerful, faster running hardware. But still, the idea that they were able to accomplish this, you know, with the various sequences, it still feels like a Halo game. I think that's something that's lost a little bit as the series continues, is it feels less and less like Halo, and this one still had remnants that quite felt on brand with the series. And you know, I always am a supporter of Halo. That was an incredible stick. Wow. That was bravo, Elite. Wow, that was really good. Oh, and the music in this game is fantastic. Always get copyright claims whenever doing streams of trying to show it all off, but the music really is quite good in this game. I loved it. It was a good sort of, you know, evolution, I guess you would say, of the series. And then it's got all the usual trademarks. It's got the different difficulties, going up to legendary. It's got your skulls. It's got your hidden secrets. It's got your lore. It's got all the little action-packed sequences you could want. I mean, all my ranks and stuff are all gone because obviously that was all removed because of the closure of the online servers, which is a bit of a shame, but you know, that's what it goes. That's how it goes, really, right? But it makes sense. Like, why would you keep this going when there's literally, you know, a replacement? Like, MCC replaces it. I get that. And I kind of accept that because it's a fine replacement that improves upon this in every way. That's just fact. But it's more as we do the final games, I guess you would say, of the classic stuff for Series X. It's just a nice little game to go back at and take a look at like what they were able to achieve across the generation. Like, if you've seen the other videos where I do, you know, firstly there's the MCC stuff, but then there's also these classic games, these classic Halos. And I've taken looks at different ones of them because, you know, 3 and Reach, kind of the big ones. And it's mostly just to be like, hey, here's where it was, here's how it worked over the years and what we ended up with, and I think it's quite spectacular. Like, it is a bit of a shame that you can't just, like, buy and play these versions and enjoy the multiplayer. Like, it would be cool to see it as it was, with the loading screens, with the setup being how it is. That would be really cool from a future perspective. But at the same time, you know, it replaces it, and I get things change and evolve, and, you know, as long as these games are still available, you know, in their full form and that's totally fine with me. But there is something about this one too. Like even with the you know, like the forged maps and stuff. Like this game really did have such an impressive evolution of Forge. Like I think the big change for Forge mode personally was when we went to Halo Reach. Like that was, you know, like Halo 3 was just kind of getting things going, and then Reach was really where we started to truly shine with Forge technology. And then I thought 4 was like a really nice kind of upgrade and evolution of that tech even further. I'm definitely not used to this game not being as buttery smooth. Like it's you know, frame rate wise and stuff like that. It's kind of being an adjustment to get used to this, but like to achieve this on 360 hardware after many years of you know, faithful service and everything like that, that console, it is really quite something to kind of be impressed by. That's what the big takeaway I hope you have is from this, is this really was a remarkable effort to like achieve this as we go to the Shield world. And you know, the art direction here too, just absolutely fantastic. Some of those multiplayer maps in this game are just some of the best looking like backdrop and environments we have in like the entire Halo franchise. They are absolutely gorgeous locations and environments and setups, and the map design for a lot of them is great. And you know, the expansion of kind of large scale kind of conflict within the war games too was cool. I didn't like that this kind of made everything a simulation though in the multiplayer, because it's like all on board the Infinity, and you know, we're just doing simulation of games that really kind of didn't need to be done. Like adding a lore to the, yeah, I guess adding a lore to the multiplayer was just completely unnecessary. Definitely not needed. The big team battle was really good in this. You know, regular Slayer matches and, you know, arena battles were fantastic, and they had a variety of different like hoppers and playlists, and it's sort of like it took everything we knew about Halo and just kind of evolved it a bit. And you know, whether or not that's going to be an evolution you were totally behind or not, you know, that's up to you, but I think it followed what was sort of set forth from Halo 3 and Halo Reach. Specifically Reach with, you know, the armor stuff coming and everything like that. This did, you know, it went for classes, and there was a little bit of getting towards the trend chasing and stuff like that, but I still do firmly think this one had a good design to it, good levels, neat areas, a good little bit of mystery. I didn't like how the other Spartans kind of treated, like with the Mark IVs or whatever, treated Master Chief, but you know, you get what you get, right? They definitely have fun with this. The forward onto dawn. Okay, whatever, we gotta get off this ship. And even like the destruction, everything like that. Really quite impressive, honestly, for this era. There's like a later part where you're on like a ghost kind of just whipping across the environment, and it's kind of wild seeing everything kind of like, you know, all the ground and everything kind of blow out and that. It's so cool. I really do like this one. No, the story set up, the fun little Easter eggs with it. This really did feel like a proper Halo game. To me, I thought this was exactly what I was kind of looking for at the time. Again, there's some balancing in regards to some of the weapons for multiplayer, but, you know, campaign-wise and some of the other modes. And yeah, I really like this one. Halo 4. And the art direction, oh, cool, so good. And then we'll get to a point here where we kind of like break out into like this big sort of area with the lighting. And it definitely seemed too with the Spartan Ops that they were trying to like set up long-term game content before that was really quite a thing. Yeah, we're just gonna skip ahead a little bit.
Doesn't look like the Covenant fared much better than we did.
How many ships made it through the roof?
Plenty. Why?
We still need a ride home.
Find a ride home. Isn't there supposed to be like a warthog? I think that's coming up here.
Chief, check your ammo. You might want to go easy until we can locate some more. Given all this debris, chances are you'll find something the Covenant won't want shot at them.
Yeah.
Picking up a faint
And she has her bit of an
transmission on the
emotional
highway.
thing talking about
Covenant?
bad state of stuff and the
I don't think
glitchiness
so.
of
The
herself.
pattern's different.
Oh, Cortana, how could
Try
this
to
happen?
triangulate its
But yeah,
position.
this moment here is like really quite wondrous. Just like the sense of scale where you're like, wow. Yeah, this is a big area, this big environment, crazy stuff, and then, you know, you get the good old Halo moment where you jump on a vehicle and drive off, and yeah, no, I like this one, and I stand by Halo 4, and
Nice to
just
see your
again,
levels
achieving
going up.
this on the 360. Oh. And then the Series X here, you can go back and enjoy the magic of all the jaggedy edges and kind of slow rendering textures at times. Oh, it's
I didn't
quite
wanna mention
magnificent,
it,
eh?
seeing as how it's a complete long shot, but since you
Wow.
brought it up, it is possible that getting home.
Yeah, so we gotta save Cortana as the goal of the game. But you should play this through MCC if you are looking at playing this for the first time, I guess. There's no point in playing it this way. See the Halo 3-esque loading screens? And then the menu is very reflective of the time. But then there's like the Halo Waypoint was an app too that you could use. And then the Infinity, we had the War Games, but obviously it's gone. And we had all the DLC and all the maps, all these different levels. Beautiful, beautiful levels in this game. I don't play enough Big Team Battle and Master Chief Collection, honestly, because there's some beautiful stuff in there. And then Forge, we had like some literally just absolutely fantastic Forge maps that were like gorgeous canvases for people to make incredible things. And the Infection mode where it was Flood, didn't love that, but it was neat. And then Theater mode to rewatch games. But yeah, Spartan Ops is completely gone. Oh, wow, okay, never mind. I thought that was there. So Spartan Ops is just ripped out of here. That's hilarious. Well, I showed you Spartan Ops, you just can't play it. That is so genuinely sad and kind of funny at the same time. So yeah, it's just like, it's basically just going back to playing a campaign, I guess, really, right? That's actually a little sad. Yeah, because I thought I was going to be able to, like, show that off a little bit. So that you could see the Spartan Ops. They weren't great missions, but, you know, it was extra story content. A lot of them were, like, small little bits. They weren't terribly long, but it was neat to see them experiment. I remember back in the day being like, oh, I can't wait to see what this is like. And it was just, like, repetitive, like, churned out similar mission goals. But, like, that idea of, like, live service before it was kind of a thing and trying to make Halo have a campaign that grows over time, I think is an interesting concept and something that they keep trying to come back to, but I don't think they ever really get to. And I don't know if it works either. I really don't know if it works, because it's just like, you gotta have a great multiplayer that's kind of supporting financially the, you know, the single player expansion of content and that, and I don't know if they have... Huh! Okay, that's kind of funny. Yeah, I don't know if they'll ever be able to actually get that kind of a balance going for Halo, and... Oh, the stupid Mantis. Yeah, the Manti. Nothing like being a big dude in armor and getting in a bigger suit of armor. That's so cool. They are kind of fun, but in multiplayer, horrifically unbalanced. Yeah, I mean, I guess you just get behind them and you kind of destroy the Mantis in like a couple hits, but like sometimes you could just like tear it up with these things. But just like all the technical details, I can definitely see how this game, age-wise, like a lot of the open environments, the texturing and stuff isn't quite as impressive, but I do think it's certainly an evolution. Like, you compare it to other games at the time that were available, like, this is actually still a beautiful looking game. And if you play it in MCC, and, you know, I got a video showing it off if you haven't seen it, but, like, I do really recommend playing it in that way. The Master Chief Collection just does a great job making this game visually shine in a stunning manner. I guess, I don't know, maybe someday they'll remaster it, remake it or something, take it further, but no, I think this is a beautiful game, and it was kind of a cool little revisit, even if we didn't get to show off a little bit of Spartan Ops, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed this revisit of Halo 4 Classic.